All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel once more. Thanks for all the support, everything. It means a lot to us as we continue to thrive. But, you know, you see something new every day or you hear something new almost every day. But what about extreme fetishes? This man has a fart fetish. His name is Raj from straight out of LA. A lot of weird stuff comes out of that place, right? But we all love LA. But let's go ahead and tune in and see what's fueling this fantasy. Let's go.
This. Receiving, giving.
No.
I know nothing. Help me. I know
Sure.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends on who you are, but me personally, I'm into receiving, and it's generally, or I would say always, in my case, tied with like domination. Like they're inseparable for me. So being dominated, kind of in a like cruel or I don't know, disregarded way, I suppose, is how I kind of look at it.
So you like being farted on?
That's right.
So he likes the smell of internal body odors released on him. All right. Freaky, freaky, freaky.
And what does that look like?
I mean, it takes many forms, I guess. I mean, I enjoy the face-sitting aspect, so like the closeness of that, which can be clothed, nude. I don't really have a specific preference.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do. That's kind of the long and short of it, I guess.
Do you have to pay people to do this for you, or do you have girlfriends or maybe guy friends? I don't know.
Sure. I mean, I'm straight, so girlfriends in my case. But I would say generally, people would pay for it. I think it's a little more accessible on the homosexual.
Okay, so here's my thing. He has a fart fetish, right? So what if it happens to be more than a fart? Like, what if some liquid came out after that, and next thing you know, diarrhea shit, just like it's more than a fart. It's a fart with a chance of diarrhea. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you get more than what you ask for, right? But damn.
Sexual side or gay farting. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely paid for it a fair amount through like pro-dom sessions. But I have connected with a girlfriend, a mistress, who has engaged or indulged me as well. So.
And are there certain people who have a proclivity to having more gas than others?
Probably. I mean,
it's crazy sometimes.
No, for sure. I mean, that's hard to say for certain. I would say based on like people I've talked to, yes. But it really just depends. And I think some people talk about like, you know, certain diets, or there's certain, I think there's sugar-free candy, which can.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm trying to make sense of it. I mean, different strokes for different folks, right? But my thing is, okay, how is this any different than, you know, a foot fetish? Or, I mean, a lot of people in relationships, especially when they live together, couples, a lot of times you'll be surprised. A lot of people get farted on and pissed on and shit. And not on purpose, not because they enjoy it, but when you're holding somebody when you sleep, you never know when something's going to be released. And like I said, it's not because they enjoy it, but sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night like, did she really just fart on me? Then you start laughing and go, but then that's comfort. That's comfort in the relationship. So usually these are things you usually don't get from somebody unless they're really comfortable with you. Otherwise, you're paying for it.
Can be fairly gas-inducing. There's all kinds of nuance.
What kind of foods or what kind of meals would you have your date eat beforehand?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't thought about it that much. I guess for me, as dumb as it might sound, I mean, I kind of prefer, at least in fantasy, the more potent smells. So I guess, you know, things that created gas that was smelly or really tied into the more torturous aspects of enjoying this.
Where did this come from for you?
That's a mystery, and I think it is for a lot of people who have it.
You've run across others who have this?
I have. I actually host a podcast. I don't know if I'll continue, but for 4 years I hosted a podcast just called the Fart Fetish Podcast to kind of help normalize it, especially within the kink community. Sorry, but what was your original question?
Where did
Where did it originate?
Yeah.
For me, it's just speculation. I've had it for as you know, I was probably single digits as a child. So
It all starts in the household. It all starts when you're a child. So people don't like to believe this, but just because when somebody's a child, their personality and everything hasn't caught up to them yet. Like, you really don't figure out or get a real personality till you're like in high school, or at least the tail end your senior year of high school. Just like, you don't know what you want to be when you get older. A lot of people don't know what they want to be when they get older. Some people end up switching it up from when they were single digit age. They thought they had a passion for something to be this in the next 20 or 30 years, but then they end up doing something completely different. It's no different than getting a liberal arts degree and you end up doing something else. You become a music teacher. You start teaching English in another country, things like that. It's like people pay all this money to get these degrees just to end up doing something else. So you got to look at it like that.
My best estimation is, for me, it came from a combination of kind of having my parents be a little bit free around the bathroom. So we're talking like using the bathroom with the door open, not being so shy about farting, around the house or in the car or whatever.
Yeah, some people are very relaxed about that, and other people are much more discreet.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so it started with his parents, something that he's seen his parents do and was comfortable with. And I'm pretty sure it's different in the bed than it is in the bathroom because, like I said, you're close. You have the cover over, so you'll feel it too.
Absolutely. And especially in people I've talked to, there's people who have, I think, probably got the fetish because it was so taboo in their household.
Oh, I see.
That they kind of like took it as a way to...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And then I think the other side, the domination side, again, both speculation, but I think came from...
I get tech vibes from this guy. So, how the tech bros are. The tech bros is rolling in dough. I mean, they take a big hit in taxes and everything, but a lot of these guys, they do day trading and other forms of investments too. So these guys have the money to afford whatever fetish is considered weird to people that aren't into this. So, I mean, it's not even a judgment. At least these people have money for this. So I'm pretty sure it's hard to find somebody that's into the farting thing, farting on people. Just like, these girls are getting flown to Dubai to get shitted and pissed on, right? So it's kind of like the opposite, just not as nasty. I mean, farting is natural, but farting on people, I mean, getting close to comfort, but to look at it like that, usually it sounds like he's going to have to find a sex worker that's open to doing that. And I'm pretty sure he's doing that now because it's going to take some time for him to find somebody that's into the farting thing.
My parents being a bit, to be blunt, neglectful, emotionally, like financially fine and all that. But my parents weren't, per se great parents or great being affirming, I guess. So I think a combination of the free, bathroom use and the kind of trying to spin a new narrative around, parents being not the most engaged, I think turned this into like fart fetish with this domination aspect as a way to, I don't know, psychologically heal. And the only reason
So when it comes to like smells and everything, it's pretty obviously he enjoys the smells and odors and all that. And to eat the worst foods, to have the worst outcome of the smell. How is this any different than having smelly sex? Because some people like to have dirty sex, like literally dirty. Like, I'm not even talking about sweating. Sweating's natural. You won't really smell sweat unless you're just really dehydrated. But what I'm saying is some people like to have sex, like let's say they worked 10 hours a day in the field or somewhere, and then they come home and have sex. Everything's stinking. period dripping, that kind of sex, like just dirty sex. And that's how you catch STDs, right? But I'm saying it's no different than that. Just like, okay, let's say you're taking a shower and your wife or girlfriend decides to go into the bathroom while you're taking a shower. Most toilets are usually next to the shower, and she just comes in and just starts dropping deuces while you're taking a shower. So, of course, with the moisture and everything, you're taking a hot shower, so of course you're gonna smell it. You're gonna get every whiff. Just think of it like that.
I say that is because in listening to other people's stories, which are very much not like mine, it just seems like those pieces kind of come together. You have an experience in childhood and you're trying to figure out a way to, make it better or make it like reframe the story around it.
That's interesting. What do you recall instances in your childhood where your mother or father was particularly flatulent and it turned you
no
piqued your interest or anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say it occurred anything that like directly. Like it certainly wasn't like me ever being turned on by my mom or dad per se.
Crazy conversation, right?
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't definitely, I think, a direct connection, but it certainly, I think, fueled my desire for, like, authority figures, teachers, bosses, even in some cases, mother domination or what have you. But when I say that, it's not like my mother. It's just the aura of a mother figure.
Yeah. Somebody who's in a power position or in a
right. And I
parental.
think absolutely, and I think that is what kind of really feeds into that element of being out of control, because with your parents, you're kind of stuck with them. If I don't want to get to like I don't want to diminish people's experience, but like if you have an abusive parent, there's not a lot of avenues for you to heal yourself. I mean, there's police and what have you, but that's kind of a larger ask in this world where like if your parents are mistreating you, basically to say is you're kind of trapped, you're stuck in that situation. And I think a lot of that is what I think about and fantasize in these now my adult fantasies, is like this aspect of being completely out of control, completely unable to get help, as it were, for this mistreatment.
Wow.
When you engage in this fetish, this is an erotic thing for you? It turns you on sexually?
It does, yeah. Specifically like the domination and fart fetish, but yes. Yeah, it does.
And so you'll have a woman come over. How do you initiate some kind of interaction?
Well, I guess it depends on who it is or how it's with. I mean, with pro-dom, it's pretty much the standard kink practice.
Here's what I like.
I'm sorry?
Where you tell her.
Exactly. You tell her what you want. Maybe even you email first and be like, oh, I want this, and kind of go in this direction or this kind of theming, being more dominant, be indifferent to suffering or what have you. It's never, I've found in my experience, I am probably more turned on by fantasies, because I've written stories for it's probably 2 decades now, or almost 2 decades. So that's where I find I guess having that control and having like full control of all the options in like a story, or creating like small captions or what have you, I find that a lot more arousing than my actual in-person sessions for whatever reason. Yeah, I think it's just it's hard to have someone really nail down exactly what you want when it's so specific. When it's like,
on top of that, the person has to do it correctly too. So he probably sees the same person that he thinks is the best at that. So it's like he's probably tried it with a few different women, and they probably didn't perform as well as a different escort did. So this makes sense.
I want you to It's not about like how they fart or whatever, although that certainly helps, being louder and more boisterous and being smelly or what have you. I think for me, maybe other people don't have this, but it's hard to be like, okay, can you like also be smelly? And can you also like getting into the specifics when you're like paying someone for a service? Yeah, it makes sense because you're paying them. They should like accommodate, but at the same time, it's a little more personal than like, can I buy?
Yeah, that's because the average woman doesn't do that. Like, being that he's in LA, I think he's in the right pool to find escorts that are willing to do that. So as long as he's in places like in large liberated areas like New York, LA, I guess I'll throw in Miami and Vegas too. But I'm pretty sure he pays a hefty fee for all that.
Buy this apple or whatever.
Right.
Like,
have you had partners that were particularly enjoyable for you?
I would say the last pro dom session I did was particularly enjoyable. It was actually two dominants, but the main dominant in that case, the pro dom, was I guess had done this in her real life, like with boyfriends or whatever, and just kind of knew the kind of vibe I was going for, because the fantasy for me is not enjoying it. Like, obviously I enjoy it because it is turning me on, but the fantasy is to be, as I mentioned, like tormentous or being tortured. So
yeah, he likes the air, not the liquid, I guess. And this was from the Soft White Underbelly channel. Go ahead and check it out. I left the link in the description. And yeah, that was interesting. So, I mean, different people have different obsessions and fetishes, right? So you notice I was being cool in this recap. Like, I wasn't even going in or nothing, but it's like different strokes for different folks. I'll catch you in the next video. This is Kai LaVeo. Peace.